guys, and welcome to Nerding Out, the show where us GameSpot nerds and you talk about the things that we like. And today we're talking about The Walking Dead, Season 7, Episode 7, Sing Me a Song.
La 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 la.
Oh, nice.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you so
kinda.
darn much. What? Come on.
Negan, guys. I need to talk about Negan right now, and I want you all to sum up Negan in one sentence, but without using any synonyms for the word crazy. Are you ready?
Yeah, go, Greg.
Greg.
Likes to sing. He's... Oh, God.
That's two sentences.
That's two sentences. You failed.
No, wait.
Failed.
Damn.
You're up, Nick.
Terrifying, but also lovable.
Oh, interesting.
A man who wears a leather jacket, who likes to joke, and also likes beating people's heads in with his ex-wife bat.
I like that.
A calculating man who you should not cross.
Your summaries are always the best.
I always think in box quotes. Anyway, so that's Negan. And so we saw Negan interacting with Carl last night. So we've been waiting for this because we've been talking about their interactions in the comic and how that went. So we got the big Carl Negan episode finally. And he took him on a tour. He tormented him.
There was two tours.
Yeah.
A tour of his house. Now show me around yours.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Terrifying. And poor Carl had to deal with all sorts of torment, just like showing off his eye socket, which was super gross.
That eye socket was really, really gross.
Yeah.
I was thinking, though, like, what song did he actually make him sing?
He just
My
asked him. He
Sunshine.
started
just
singing You Are My
singing
Sunshine.
You Are My Sunshine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
yeah,
started
singing
singing
that.
it.
What if he was like, what song did your mom make you sing? And he was just like, I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. Negan was like, what the hell is that?
It's like, no, sing a
crying.
different song.
Negan does the dude part. That would have been an amazing episode.
So what do we think of this relationship? Like, is he grooming him to be like his new little buddy, or is he doing this to get at Rick? Right?
So, what do you think, dude?
You know, okay, this is in the comics. It's in what comes next. It's what comes after. It's from issue 106. They actually have that scene in there. Spoiler, just in case. Spoiler, they have that scene in there where, you know, Negan's swinging the bat while he makes him sing. So you can kind of tell it's just they're building up their relationship. And we won't know yet what happens to Rick. I don't want to...
I think it's interesting, though, to see, like, the Carl-Negan interaction and how they're making it grow. Like, there's that... Like, Negan's throwing the darts, and Carl almost smiles. Like, you see the hint of a smile, and that was the first time. Like, he goes, yes! And then the camera pans around, and Carl's like...
I liked all the smash cuts to Carl's reaction to him doing dumb stuff.
Right.
And so, like, Negan's, like, testing out a carpet. He's playing with a faucet, and then just cut to Carl, and then he's like...
When Olivia says she's starving and Negan
That's so
goes,
cold.
It was so cold.
are starving, and then turns around and looks back at the camera, like, but obviously at Carl with this, like, this chick face, dude, I lost it. Like, that face, I didn't laugh like the whole
Negan.
episode. It was a horrible,
Yeah.
bad things happened, but for some reason, like, that's why this dude is so scary.
Yeah, he's got that dark humor. That dark humor. So let's talk about Negan's wives really quickly. So we saw his wives. They're all very fancy. They've got their hair done. And he even says to Carl, he's like, yeah, you can look at him. No harm, no foul. Just do it. Just do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's talk about that whole situation. Is that what it's like in the comics?
His little harem? Yeah, I believe so. It's, again, he's twisted. And in every single way, just not just in sexual too, with the way he tension between characters and everything. And every single line, he actually has a line in this where he says, like, it was a very hard thing to do, but, you know, I'm very hard in general.
Right.
It's like, come on, man. Okay. I get it. We get it. You're a horn dog and you're trying to, like, you know, show yourself
He
off.
actually touched in on that quite a few times in this episode, but I think he's done that a lot. I think the weird thing about the harem, though, is that he isn't like he isn't a rapist, and he said that before. You feel horrible feelings when you're like the chicks that are crying and like all of that stuff, because he's not raping, but he's coercing, you know?
Yeah.
So everything in that scene was horrible.
It's
and then
it's just getting in their heads.
they do these like warnings in this show before each, like after they come back from a break, but when watching it online, you don't get commercials. You just get these like scenes of like, hey dude, this is really messed up, just so you know, this is messed up. So I got like 5 of those, and I was like, by the last one I was like, I agree, dude, this is screwed up.
That's been one of the toughest things for me in these episodes. It's been less about the violence, and it's been more about watching the relationship between Dwight and his ex, Sherry.
Let's talk more about that. Yeah, so we saw a little bit of that. They were talking last night in the hallway or like in the stairwell. Yeah. So talk about how he's treating Dwight and how that might affect things.
Well, you can clearly tell that, Negan considers them even. We kind of saw last night with the hot iron how that works, and how, if you break a rule, this happens to you, but we're even. So you got to think, how is Dwight feeling? They're even, but he comes in there last night and they're kissing, and he makes the comments about, maybe I'll have time for one of my wives. Right. So, what kind of toll is this taking on Dwight? And is he going to play a major role, down the road for the Saviors? Is he going to break the rules, or what's it going to be like?
Yeah. Just constantly messing with Dwight.
Yeah.
Ooh. All right. How about Daryl? So who gave him the key?
Who gave him the key?
Gave him the key?
So based on that conversation, I think it was Dwight. I think Dwight's like, yeah, screw this guy, dude. We gotta.
I don't.
Yeah?
I think it was Sherry. I think it was Sherry for sure.
Somebody in this relationship is messing around.
Yeah.
Well, I think the reason why I think it's Sherry is because she still feels bad about what happened with the motorcycle, way back in last season.
The reason why I don't think it was Sherry is because in that conversation, Dwight is like, we're not doing anything, everything's cool. And Sherry's like, yeah, we're not doing anything. She gets out. I think Sherry's scared. Like, I think that she cares about Daryl, but I think that she's scared. And I think that Dwight just hinted at a little bit of his fed-uppiness, his fed-up-agons.
And what was on that note, by the way?
Oh.
I think you looked this up, right?
So, not that note.
I was going to say that note said "go now."
Go now.
Oh yeah, right.
Was not Latin.
Yeah.
The note that
other note. Yeah.
The note that I looked up was Spencer's fat hunter note. Tree walker is what they were calling it. I look't it up.
I just remember the noise. When he falls down.
Yeah.
That's so gross too.
Reddit r/Latin did basically, they looked it up and it was like gibberish with like the word for water and a couple of Latin words, but then they just like scribbled it in. Like they were like, yeah, just make it Latin-ish. Maybe we'll make a Latin-ish thing. So it wasn't an Easter egg. Maybe it was an Easter egg and it was just like, I don't know, a code or something, but give Reddit a few days and they'll figure it out.
Give it a few days and I'm sure they'll figure something out.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about our nerd chill moments of the week. Let's start with you, Greg. Which moment gave you chills last night?
Well, I brought it up earlier at the issue 106. I'm going to go with just the making him sing while he's swinging the bat when Negan's just going to town. I'm like, God, that is so cold.
Yeah, that was creepy. Just him singing, "You are my sunshine," and then
I'm
like
a Barbie girl in a Barbie world.
But Lucille just,
creepy. Nick, how about you?
For me, it's going to be the hot iron to the face.
Yep,
You finally see. Well, I thought they were going to show it, and I mean they did towards the end when the skin's peeling off, and I think that was the moment when I was like, "Oh my, this guy could do anything at any moment and have a smile on his face."
He'll always smile about it.
Yeah, he always smiles about it.
How about you, buddy?
So I think the nerd chills moment, like they both had like some pretty actual chills moments. I had like a moment where I was like, oh, that's gonna be cool. The zombie lake, zombie walker pond.
Zombie pond, yes.
Yeah, zombie pond was a cool moment where I was like, that is gonna be a cool part of the show.
That is, yeah. Yeah, just like that visual of the wide shot of that whole lake was really creepy.
Yeah, very like the Harry Potter moment of like going through that.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
My chills moment last night was Negan holding baby Judith at the end and just talking about murdering her brother and father while like bouncing her on his knee.
Yeah.
It was really creepy. I was like, oh no, the baby can hear it and she's just looking into his eyes. This is awful. I hate it.
Yeah, dude.
Chills.
Chills all around. I
Yeah.
was the only one that had like, oh, that's cool.
Oh, cool.
that's
Yeah,
cool
I can't
I
wait.
just ended the episode.
Yeah. All right. So next week we have the mid-season finale. Hearts Still Beating is the name of it. So what kind of predictions do we have, Nick?
Well, history tells that we should have a death because season 4 was Herschel, season 5 was Beth, season 6 was Deanna. So we're going to have a death, assuming they keep the trend up. But the big question is who?
Right.
I have a prediction. I'll let anyone go first if they have an idea. But
Anyone else gonna
Go
shout
for
out?
it.
We know you have that trump
Yeah,
card.
go ahead.
We know
Go
you
for
have
it.
that
Do it.
comic book trump card.
Pull it out.
I think it's going to be Spencer. Spoiler alert, because of the comics. We know that he has an untimely death pretty soon with an interaction with Negan. Something goes along the lines of, Spencer wants to get rid of Rick, and we've seen that a lot in the past couple episodes. And Negan says, well, you don't have the guts to do it. And while he does that, he literally cuts Spencer's guts out.
Yikes.
It's a Negan style joke.
Yep.
And the punchline is I kill you.
Yeah, but
Pretty
regardless
much.
of the comics, we do see a lot of focus on Spencer these past couple episodes. So
I think that everybody's cool with Dwight getting killed. So there is a fan hope for that annoying dude to get killed because he's not a scientist. Just so you know, he was lying about that. But Rosita,
there is a possibility
Yeah.
Rosita could too because of the whole
Bullet.
make me a bullet.
yeah. So those are the only two others that I think are possibilities. It could just be a random throwaway, but they haven't really just thrown the characters away at this point.
Yeah.
No biggies. I don't think anybody. It's not no Daryl, no Carl. Nothing
No,
like that.
nothing too major.
I
no.
wish it would be Carl. At least
Maybe
give him
they'll
a
cut the
haircut.
hair. Yeah, that's
They
it.
give him a
Maybe.
haircut, it's fine.
Yeah.
If he's just eye
ends
socket
with a
buzzhead Carl, then I'm fine with it.
I would hate that.
Oh my god.
Jarhead kind of.
Yeah.
No.
All right, so before we go, we also have a correction. We made a mistake last week. Sorry,
objection?
guys. Yeah, so we have a correction from
Objection.
Andrew Rojas commented and said, it's Oceanside like in the comics, not beachfront. There was a painting in one of the scenes and it said the name Oceanside as well. Sorry, Andrew.
It's
Yeah.
not beachfront, it's Oceanside.
Yep.
And we're sorry.
Thanks for calling us out. All right, well, we want to know what your predictions are, so please let us know in the comments below who you think is going to die in the mid-season finale, or if you have any corrections, if you have any questions, leave those, and we'll bring them up next week on Nerding Out. And for all things nerding out, stick with GameSpot Universe.